New Orleans and Yulman Stadium. Is there really anything better than immersing yourself in football all afternoon on a Saturday? And we continue with this one. It's the South Alabama Jaguars and the Tulane Green Wave. Along with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. Holly Rose, some interesting storylines setting up in this one.
Tulane has had some great success the last couple of years, but now with the new head coach, Will Hall will try to sustain that and remain consistent, keeping Tulane in that college football playoff conversation. Back to you.
Thanks, Holly. Looking forward to see how this one goes. And the Jaguars ready to kick it away first. On the run from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So the Tulane Green Wave offense takes the field, and they'll have the ball first. Let's take a look for the first time in this one at Jamari McClure. Found the end zone a couple of times in his last game, just under 100 yards on the ground. Quick give. It's McClure. Brought down right at the line of scrimmage, and this defense gets off to a good start. Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. The fake and wants to throw. Here comes the heat. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Offside.
Yeah, and you see some people get upset with offsides on the defense. I call it the cost of doing business. It's just part of being great off the football. Sometimes you'll guess and sometimes you'll be wrong. The first one is always on me, Coach, and the second one, usually he takes me out of the game.
Here they come, trying to convert a 3rd and short from the 28. They'll try to get the first through the air. Turns it upfield. Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35. Here comes Tulane after picking up the first down. Now hits it. It's McClure. Pushes ahead for 1. It's 2nd and 9. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. On play action. And the defense makes a play. They get the quarterback down at the 26. They're going to keep this drive going. They'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Left side is Hill. And the defense is swarming to keep him from getting to the first down. Tulane forced to send out the punt unit. And the punt hits at the 8 and goes into the end zone for the touchback. So the South Alabama Jaguars offense coming onto the field, and we'll get our first look at them in this one. And here comes the freshman quarterback who has certainly outperformed his recruiting ranking. They were all over him for the entire game last time out. 3 sacks and a couple of picks. Running inside, it's Malone. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. The Jaguars want to crank the tempo. They're going to ride this running back. They'll get him at the 45, but he got 10 on that one. The offense getting set for a first down from the 45.
And, David, we know when you're playing on the road how important it is to try and steal momentum early and quiet the crowd. You gash the defense with a run like that to pick up a big first down, that'll do it. And that's really a tone setter, I think, for this offense. And you're sending a direct message to the opponent. We are going to be physical, and we're going to try to run this thing down your throat.
Yeah, and they got a chance to respond. And the crowd hopefully can get behind them and get back in it. The defense has got to do a better job. We got to stop the run. They got to tackle, get more hats to the football. This will be a challenge. They're going to run the football. They better be man enough to stop it.
The D thinking bring some heat on 3rd and long from the 44. They'll ride him again. He stopped short of the first down, but he gets it into plus territory on the scramble, and now decision time on fourth. Looking for the marker. He's brought down, but not before he picks up the first down on a gutsy call to keep this drive alive.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good...
Looking downfield, it's Jacobs. Timed it perfectly to knock it free and forces the third down.
Well, that's just a great play by the defender and great timing. It was the hit that forced that incompletion.
After the second down misfire, looking at a 3rd and 8. From the gun, wants to pass. Just got rid of that one.
3rd and long situations are really hard to convert. The defense knows it's going to be passed. The pass rushers are getting upfield. You're under pressure. You don't have timing. And as a result now, 4th down.
They're going to stay aggressive and leave the offense out there on 4th down again. Look out! Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. And they are stopped on 4th down. That decision will be questioned.
And that is a big-time drop right there. 4th down, opportunity to catch it, maybe get the first down. That is tough to swallow, but as a QB, I got to walk over to him and say, listen, dude, we're going to need you later on. I still believe in you.
Neutral zone is on infraction.
The offense moved, but it was because the defender jumped into the neutral zone, and the offense will pick up the 5. After that encroachment penalty, it's now 1st and 5. He'll be brought down quickly after a very short gain.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Hit and stopped right there. Not much on that pickup.
Well, the defense blitzed on that last run, but it was the big fella on the inside that made the stop and made the play. Great job flying out of his stance, locating where the football was, and getting to the ball carrier. Really good job at the point of attack.
Trying to squeak through the pile. Knocked down in the backfield, and that'll bring up 4th down. Tulane forced to send out the punt unit. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Steps into this one and unleashes a booming punt. My goodness. The Jaguars offense ready to go back to work. They've got it back after that last drive stalled out, and they were stopped on 4th down, David.
Yeah, and they put a little bit of a drive together, but, Jesse, they stalled on the other side of the field, and they got to find a way to keep that momentum going as they get closer to the end zone.
I agree. I do like their mindset, though, and I think they need to continue being aggressive moving forward in this game.
Play action does so many things. When you run the football and have success, it slows everybody down. Not just the linebackers and the safeties and make them come up, but the defensive line, they're thinking run as well. Goes down the pass rush, gives me a little bit more time to develop routes and make it really easy on my quarterback.
Now across the 50 and at the 48-yard line, they'll have it 1st and 10. Out wide left, it's Jenkins. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33. They'll have to hustle if they want to get off another snap before the end of the period. Good timing on the quick out. They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the second quarter. Defense has dominated the early part of this game, and the stats point that out emphatically. Scoreless as we head into the second quarter. They've got a 1st down here to open the period. Wants to throw. It's Jacobs. Keeping his eyes downfield. To the 10.
And they finally lift the lid. Man, I didn't know if we were going to be 0-0 going into the half, going into the 4th quarter. The offense finally puts a drive together, breaks that seal. To see now if this opens things up, calms people down, and lets them have a little more success.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Tulane offense takes the field to open the drive. This offense has been stagnant so far. 1-2-3 kick the last time they had the ball, and this time really needing to get a score. Snaps it, they'll throw to start the drive. He's going to take off. Slips, slithers, and jukes his way out to the 26.
You see a lot of quarterbacks get in trouble when they start forcing things. He did a really good job. He wanted to throw the football. You could tell. Drops back, nothing open. It's okay. I'm just going to take off, get what I can get.
Breaks the tackle. Looks as if that'll be enough for a Tulane 1st down. So they move the sticks on the run. Let's see what they do with this one. They're going to go right back to him on 1st down. Stopped in his tracks. He got nothing. It'll be 2nd and 10. They've got him looking run. Now they're going to throw it. Turns it loose deep. Makes the grab along the left sideline for the huge gain. Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. 1st and 10. Going to the running game. And he picks up the 1st down, but he will remember the price he paid after that hit. Here comes Tulane after picking up the 1st down. Wide receiver going in motion. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. The Green Wave put itself in a mess behind the sticks here on 2nd down. Back to pass, and he'll have to push it downfield. Dumps it to the back. Makes the grab. He'll be stopped at the 16-yard line. It's enough for a 1st down in the red zone. The Green Wave picked up a fresh set of downs through the air. Let's see if they go right back to it. Run in the red zone. It's McClure. There's some room. Wrestled down at the 8-yard line as they threaten deep in the red zone.
And I like the thought process on offense here early in this game. They're giving their bell cow the ball early enough. And there are a lot of coaches that outthink themselves, and they think, you know, we're going to throw the ball to set up the run instead because everybody on defense knows our guy is the focal point. But this offense is just keeping it simple. Let's just give our best player the football early in this game, and let's just get him into a rhythm.
They give it to him again. What powerful running, just driving the pile forward for everything he could get. He'll be just a few inches short.
And this defense has had an elite first half, kept them off the scoreboard. They've put a drive together right before the half. Talk about some momentum. Hold them to a field goal here on this third down. Don't let them get a touchdown. They've played so well this first half.
Wants to throw on third down. Snags it. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown.
This coaching staff was trying to identify playmakers on offense early this year. How about the start of the season this guy has had? Scored in their first game. He scored early in this one. Defenses up to this point don't have any answers for this guy.
And they pick up the extra point. Kicker knocked it right down the middle. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Just able to get out to the 18-yard line on the return before he stopped. They've got a little time here to put together a productive drive late in the half. The handoff as they run the counter play here. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play. Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Moving the pocket, it's Jacobs. Buying time to his right. Zings it complete to the right. Still on his feet at the 45. Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. 2nd down now after the sack. Flush to the left. Fires on the move, and he gets it away.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
The defense uses a timeout. That's their first. Gives them a little time to dig deep in the play sheet and figure out what to do on 4th down. And they can't get on top of it to down it, so that ball will come out to the 20. The Tulane offense headed back onto the field. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the momentum is clearly not in your favor. How do you get it back? How do you make a big play? Do you be more aggressive here to try to get the football back to your offense?
And after that run, getting right back up to the line of scrimmage to go hurry up, defense has to be ready.
Left side is Hill. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35.
If you're going to complete these in-breaking routes over the middle of the field, it's really important as a quarterback you don't stare the guy down. And
trying to get behind the defense. Got it in stride inside the 20. Touchdown, Green Wave. Once he got a step, it was all over, right to the house.
Well, we know, David, talking to the coaches before the game, they wanted to get this guy involved. Weren't able to do it early, but they saw the matchup, took advantage of his speed, and it's a long touchdown.
Yeah, and sometimes it takes a minute to figure out what the defense is doing, but then now you figure it out, and now you go to your go-to guy. He has all the speed, man. He can win outside. You want to play man-to-man coverage on him? You want to leave him on an island? It's not going to turn out well.
Bringing it back. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. Rolls right. He's going to run it. Kept it, and he's past the marker. He's finally stopped, but a big play there with his feet as he moves those sticks. Open the drive with a chunk play out past the 40, and they are in business on 1st down. The pass is incomplete, but there's a flag in the backfield, and that shot the quarterback took might have been a little too much. That was right on the borderline. You want to make that quarterback feel you, but the official thought it was a little too much, the roughing the passer penalty. To throw, it's Jacobs. Buying a little time to his left. Out wide left, it's Woods. They've got the 1st down, mark it at the 26 in the waning seconds of the half. Bunch formation for these receivers. Drops back on 1st down. Unleashes one. Intercepted to stop the threat.
There were a lot of people really excited about what this guy could do. Some were saying he could be an All-American, and he's proving them right. That's already his second interception early in this college football season. Offenses are going to figure it out. They're going to stop throwing this guy's way. You just get in trouble when you try.
Inside the 30, down to the 29. Time is running short here in the first half. Obviously didn't like what he saw in first down, and they used a timeout. And they'll still have one in their pocket for what's left in this first half. They got him free for a big gainer down to the 43. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout. And they won't be able to stop the clock again for the remainder of this half. Now on first down from the 43. Shut it down's going up top. Pulls it in. It's McClure. Inside the 35. Knocked out of bounds. This offense with a big play, and they'll mark it at the 33. Snap on first down. Wants to throw. Time to take a shot. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover.
And you wonder if that interception is going to bring this guy back down to reality a little bit. He was lights out early in this game. Everything he was throwing was right on the money, and that might have been a decision where he got a little bit greedy, and David, the defense made him pay.
And this defense has seen it time and time. They've been throwing the football, having success. Nice job adjusting, breaking on the football, making a play. They needed to break serve. They needed something to happen to go their way.
The pressure on him, and the quarterback goes down, and that's how we'll wrap up the first half. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, welcome into our EA Sports Studios here in Orlando, the Week 2 edition of our College Football Update Show. We start with a look at Ohio State taking on the number 5 team, the Texas Longhorns. And it's the home squad in a heavyweight battle against a fellow top 5 team. And this one is as tight as can be. It's early still, but so far this one has absolutely lived up to the hype. Here now a look at some other games of note today, including a big upset with major implications. Now over to your game inside Yulman Stadium. This wideout is enjoying a stellar day. 2 of those catches in the first half were 2 of the better grabs I've seen all season. And, of course, his overall stat line is helping the only stat that really matters, the scoreboard. And with that, let's send it back to the fellas inside Yulman Stadium.
Thanks for that halftime report, Kevin. They're lined up and ready to kick off this second half. On the move from inside his 5. He'll be stopped short of the 20-yard line on the return. They'll mark him at the 19. Holly, what did you find out coming from the locker room?
Guys, the South Alabama head coach told me at the half, there is a big sense of urgency coming out of the locker room at the half. They know their backs are against the wall right now. All of the momentum going to their opponents as they went into the locker room. But now they get the ball back to start this third quarter, and Coach said, this is our time. We have got to take back that momentum, and he believes his team can do what it takes. Guys?
Okay, Holly. After a big gainer on that first play, now they can really go for it on 1st and 10. Looking downfield, it's Jacobs. Still looking to his right. Ball bounced right to him, and he's on the move.
That ball carrier is very lucky. That easily could have ended up in the hands of the defense. You have got to do a better job with ball security.
The Jaguars. A long way to go after the loss on the last play. The play fake. Buys time to his left. Trying to make magic with his feet. Good little pickup there as he saw some daylight and got what he could.
And this is the hard part about being on defense and choosing whether to be conservative or bring the blitz. They bring the blitz, he sees it, and that's what he does really well. Sees it and immediately makes a decision, gets to some green grass, and gets a positive gain for this offense.
Good job just to get rid of that one.
And you got to expect this offense to go for it again here on 4th down.
Guys, look at this. I'm surprised. They're going to gamble and go for it here on 4th down. Needs it here on 4th down. Stepping to the right. At midfield, he's got room. Dragged to the ground, but not before. He's converted to 4th down to keep the drive going. And the Jaguars will hustle to the line. Fresh setter downs going to the air. Fires on the move. And he avoids the sack.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete. This drive was clicking along, but after a couple of misfires, threatening to stall out on 3rd and 10. Fires to the tight end. Tried to find some running room, but there was none to be had, and he's well short. It'll be 4th and 5.
And that's really good tackling by this defense, man. 3rd down, understanding the sticks, and what you got to do is break on the football. That drag route comes open, he sees him, he throws it. Man, it does not stay open long because they break on the football with great tackling and force the 4th down.
They spun that wheel of fortune on 4th down and come up bankrupt. Looking for room, it's McClure.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Sells the fake. Rush right in his face. And down he goes. The defense bringing the heat.
And a big defensive tackle getting off the rock. Nice job seeing play action, understand his pass, beats the guard, gets to the quarterback, and gets the QB on the ground.
Makes the grab. He's got 1st down yardage across the 50. They'll mark it at the 49. This offense lines up feeling awfully good after that big play. This dude is just exceptional in every facet. So fluid, such a great route runner, and a big play there.
And money down, 3rd down, find him. I mean, you want to find that matchup because he's going to win. And he gets a good release, gets down the field. You see that's your playmaker, that's your guy. Get it to him, get the 1st down.
They give it back to him. Might have picked up a couple on that one before he was knocked down. They have work in front of them on 3rd and short from the 42. From the gun, wants to pass. Left side is Hill. Now they're really starting to threaten as they pick up the first down at the 34-yard line. This Tulane offense has a great drive going. Wants to throw one first. Fires to the big fella. Makes the grab and down immediately. He picks up a few. After the 4-yard completion on first down, now it's 2nd and 6. From the gun, it's McClure. He's got the first down. He's stopped, but he's got enough to move the chain. Here comes Tulane after picking up the first down. Right back to the well. Breaks into the open. They make the stop, but a nifty move to pick up 9 on that one. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. From the gun, looking for a man. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. Makes the grab. They bring him down, but he's got a 1st and goal from the 10. The Green Wave working with a fresh set of downs. Let's see if they keep it on the ground here. Keeps it. Tackled behind the line, and he'll lose 1 on the play.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this.
And the ball's loose in the backfield. Oh, and he gets the ball back. Lucky to do so. Guess it could have been worse. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. Taken down. Guys, the quarter comes to a close, and Tulane has the lead here. They've done the work to build a nice cushion. Now to bring it home as we check out the stats after 3 quarters. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. So here we are on 4th down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. And it's good! And they'll push that lead out a little further.
You know, it's funny, in an age where there's so many college football analytics and everybody wants to go for it on 4th down, at the end of the day, it still comes down to managing the game. Good decision by the head coach here in the 4th quarter. By kicking that field goal, you've now made it a 2-possession game. Your chances of winning this thing have now gone way up.
Guys, we'll have another look at this South Alabama offense. Giving up that last field goal really ratchets up the sense of urgency for the offense on this drive. Got room at the 30. And no, he loses the ball after the huge gain. And they were lucky that fumble went out of bounds. They'll maintain possession. Starting this drive like that is exactly what they'd hoped for. Now 1st and 10 from the 40. To the air, it's Jacobs. Moving to his left. He'll try to do it himself. Got a first down. Turning it on. Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36. They've come out with answers on this possession, and now another first down. Fresh set of downs going up top. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Finds a crease at the 20. They finally make the stop, and he shows why he is dangerous on the run, too, and he's got a first down. From the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Got rid of it quickly, but it's incomplete. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. They want to throw it. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Incomplete. A 50-50 ball won by no one that time.
Yeah, and how about the linebacker? You know, you ask him to do so much on a football field and cover so much ground. You don't always ask him to go man-to-man, but when you do, the linebacker comes through, swats the ball to the ground.
That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down. And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. He splits the uprights and puts 3 on the board. They're back to within a touchdown. 17-10 is the score.
And that's not the way they wanted to end the drive, but nice job being ready and your field goal kicker coming through and putting 3 points on the board.
He'll be brought down at the 22-yard line. Good coverage on that one. His return is stopped short of the 25. Motion from the wide receiver. Sells the run, lost a pass. Wide open downfield. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. They've got a 1st down here. What a start it's been to this season. We've got a great game here. Close ball game, 4th quarter. Couldn't ask for anything more. Oh, pressure's coming. Going to try to get it himself. Lowers that shoulder, delivers the blow. Out of bounds at the 43-yard line after the huge pickup. Offense lines up for a 1st and 10 from the 43. It's dropped after taking the hit.
I love the quick decision the QB made there on that RPO, knowing he wanted to get it out of his hands fast. He just needs to make a more accurate throw moving forward.
Right side, it's Lewis. Hit and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. This is the type of play that could be a pivotal moment. Tight game, 3rd and long coming. Keeps it himself. They stop him right there. They tried to convert with the run, and the defense was up for the challenge. Tulane forced to send out the punt unit. Wanted to make sure not to give them a chance for a return as it goes out of bounds. South Alabama appears ready to start things on offense. They got the stop they needed. Now can the offense pay it off and tie this game up late? There is little that warms the heart of a defender like a strip sack, even better if you get the ball.
And I like the awareness of this defender on the play because he knew he might not actually get to the quarterback and make the hit, but he was able to still swat away, use those.
Oh, the ball popped out. That's a way to mess up a drive. And the defense jumps on it, and they get that turnover.
Offside, defense.
And you got to focus, right? The first thing you're looking at as a defensive lineman, the first thing you understand is the ball starts with a snap count. I have to line up, see the ball. When the ball moves, I move. I know it's simple, but you still see guys jumping off sides all the time.
Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Lucas. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score.
And this is a perfect situation. This is a situation, if you asked me to be in before the game, the coaches would have been in heaven. I got the football. I got the lead on their side of the field. Nice gain on 1st down. Same exact script. Do it again. Run the football, run the clock, let that thing tick down. And if we add points, we add points.
Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the 1st down without getting it into the end zone. They'll move the wide receiver. Using his feet. He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here. And a chance perhaps to salt this game away if this offense can pay this off with a late touchdown. They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. And he surges across the line. Touchdown, Green Wave!
And it was so important for the offense to come up with a touchdown there and not kick a field goal. You're trying to put this thing out of reach. And that touchdown puts so much pressure on their opponent now with less than 2 minutes to go.
And he puts through the extra point. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Jaguars offense ready to start this drive. And after that last turnover, David, prime example, sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
And it just puts you behind the 8.
And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line.
And it's been a long day for this offense. If you can't protect your quarterback, it's hard to be successful. That's the 5th sack they have given up. The offensive coordinator has no answers, and this defense has been flying around.
And with the game this close, this late, the offense right now doing everything they can to just get the football down the field, to put them in field goal range with an opportunity to win it. 50-50 ball, but they can't come up with the catch. Great play by the defense.
And he will be sacked at the 6-yard line. And guys, hold that thought just a second, because here comes the 4th down play. If they don't get it here, this one is probably over. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game. So this offense can capitalize off the desperate 4th down attempt and failure, and they can pad their lead. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. 2nd and goal coming up. It has been said that the obstacle is the way, and this obstacle is now back-to-back losses.
Back-to-back L's. It's not the end of the world, though. I still think there's time for this team to figure out what they're going to do, how they're going to finish the season strong. It's not over yet. 2 bad weeks. Flush it down the toilet. Refocus the mechanism. We're ready to rock and roll next week.
It just needs to be about finding a way to win a game right now. In all likelihood, 99.9% chance the college football playoff now is not a possibility anymore. That's okay. Let's worry about winning a game. Let's go back. Let's watch the film. Let's get back to being who we are so we can get this ship right.
This has been a presentation of EA Sports College Football. For David Pollack, Jesse Palmer, and Holly Rowe, I'm Reese Davis saying goodbye, everybody.